Hello, friends. This is Martin speaking. I need your support. Please subscribe before watching. In this episode, we will discuss three very important topics. Biden's assessment: is China too weak to attack Taiwan? Taiwan Strait showdown: complex conflict unfolding. Taiwan's tense moments: 39 Chinese warplanes spotted, carrier approaches. Topic number 1. During his visit to Asia, President Joe Biden expressed his belief that China's weakened state and slowing economy would reduce the likelihood of an invasion on Taiwan. He argued that the capacity to carry out such an attack has diminished over time. Despite China's aggressive actions in the South China Sea, Biden stated that their current circumstances would hinder their ability to seize control of Taiwan, a territory over which they have long claimed sovereignty. However, it is worth noting that Biden signed a strategic pact with Vietnam to counter Chinese influence in the region. This agreement strengthens bilateral ties and includes provisions to enhance Vietnam's role as a semiconductor production hub, offering an alternative to China's dominant position in the sector. The relationship between the United States and China has been strained in recent years due to a range of issues, including trade and technology disputes. While there have been recent attempts to ease tensions, such as visits by senior administration officials to China, Biden emphasized the need for a transparent and mutually beneficial relationship. Rather than seeking to contain China, he expressed a desire for a constructive and rules-based partnership. Despite Biden's reassurances, some Republicans have criticized the administration's approach to China. For instance, Nikki Haley, a Republican presidential candidate, accused Biden of compromising national security by sending cabinet members to China. She further criticized the administration for not taking a stronger stance against China's alleged role in the distribution of fentanyl, a substance that has caused harm to Americans. Haley also raised concerns about China's activities in Cuba and called for a tougher approach towards the country. In Washington, lawmakers from both parties have called for legislation to prevent China from acquiring farmland near military installations. Additionally, Haley called for a review of the land China has already acquired, suggesting that it be reclaimed. These bipartisan efforts reflect growing concerns about national security and the need to address China's influence in various sectors. As part of his Asia trip, President Biden expressed his hope to hold a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in the near future. However, Xi did not attend the recent G20 summit in New Delhi. Despite previously referring to the Chinese economy as a ticking time bomb, Biden downplayed the threat posed by China and instead highlighted the economic challenges the nation currently faces. In conclusion, President Biden's remarks on China's weakened state and the unlikelihood of an attack on Taiwan reflect his analysis of the situation. The strategic pact with Vietnam serves as a countermeasure to Chinese influence in the region, particularly in the semiconductor sector. While efforts to improve U.S.-China relations have been made, criticisms from Republicans indicate a desire for a tougher stance on China's actions. The bipartisan push for legislation to safeguard national security interests further underscores concerns about China's influence. Ultimately, the future direction of U.S.-China relations will depend on ongoing diplomacy and dialogue between the two nations. What are your thoughts on this topic? Please share your opinions in the comments below. Topic number 2. Taiwan Strait showdown: complex conflict unfolding. The Taiwan Strait conflict is a complex issue that demands careful analysis. At the World Federation of Taiwanese Associations, European Federation of Taiwanese Associations, Kuma Academy 2023 Joint Annual Conference in Vilnius, Lithuania, Marko Ho, co-founder of Kuma Academy, highlighted the multifaceted strategies and advanced capabilities that would likely be employed in the event of a conflict between Taiwan and China. Drawing comparisons, Ho noted that the Ukrainian military successfully utilized electronic surveillance and warfare aircraft along the Ukraine-Russia border to gain real-time information on air and ground activities. This approach, he emphasized, allowed Ukraine to enhance its defense strategy, which could hold valuable lessons for Taiwan. Should a Chinese invasion of Taiwan occur, it would likely involve maritime and aerial operations. Central to gaining control over the regional airspace and waters would be the ability to detect maritime and aerial targets before the opposing side. Ho elaborated on China's three warfare strategy, which encompasses legal, psychological, and public opinion dimensions. Legal warfare, as Ho explained, involves establishing a legal pretext for military action. China's 2005 anti-secession law serves as an example, as it not only asserts that Taiwan is part of its territory, but also grants authorization for the use of force to annex it. Psychological warfare, on the other hand, targets specific individuals, particularly decision-makers and commanders. Ho suggested that China could employ tactics such as espionage or bribery in its efforts to influence key figures in Taiwan, seeking to either collaborate with or subvert them. The third prong of the three warfare strategy is public opinion warfare. This approach aims to shape public perception both domestically and internationally, with the goal of weakening support for the Taiwanese government and resistance to external influences. Tactics employed may include disinformation campaigns, the dissemination of propaganda, and efforts to undermine the government's credibility. Ho stressed that modern warfare extends beyond the traditional realm of the military, involving the entire population of a country. This highlights the importance of remaining vigilant and resilient in the face of these multifaceted challenges, necessitating a united effort to safeguard Taiwan's interests and security. Now, taking into account this analysis, it is clear that the Taiwan Strait conflict presents complex challenges that require careful consideration. The strategies and capabilities employed by China in a potential invasion of Taiwan would likely involve maritime and aerial operations. Detecting and monitoring targets would be of paramount importance in gaining control over the regional airspace and waters. China's three warfare strategy, encompassing legal, psychological, and public opinion dimensions, further complicates the situation. Legal warfare, exemplified by the 2005 anti-secession law, establishes a legal pretext for forceful action. Psychological warfare, on the other hand, focuses on influencing key individuals in Taiwan's leadership, potentially through espionage or bribery. Lastly, public opinion warfare seeks to shape public perception to weaken support for the Taiwanese government, utilizing tactics such as disinformation campaigns and propaganda dissemination. It is clear that modern warfare extends beyond military actions, involving the entire population of a country. Therefore, a united and resilient effort is required to effectively protect Taiwan's interests and security. The audience is encouraged to reflect on this information and form their own opinions on the topic. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Topic number 3. Taiwan's tense moments. 39 Chinese warplanes spotted, carrier approaches. In recent news, Taiwan has reported the detection of multiple Chinese warplanes, along with an aircraft carrier, near the island. This sighting coincided with the transit of a U.S. destroyer and Canadian frigate through the Taiwan Strait over the past weekend. The Defense Ministry of Taiwan has stated that a total of 26 aircraft and 13 warships were observed around the island between Sunday and Monday morning. Additionally, 13 more planes were detected on Monday itself. Among the recently identified Chinese vessels, the Shandong carrier was acknowledged southeast of Taiwan's southernmost point. It was reportedly entering the Western Pacific for training purposes. It is essential to note that China considers Taiwan a breakaway province and has expressed its determination to regain control over the island by any means, including military intervention. In recent years, China has noticeably increased its military and political pressure on Taiwan, often conducting naval exercises or dispatching warplanes in proximity to diplomatic engagements involving Taipei. In this context, Taiwan claims that out of the 39 identified planes, 22 have crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait, a narrow waterway between the island and China. In response, Taiwan's defense ministry has ensured close monitoring of the situation and assigned various resources, such as aircraft, Navy vessels, and land-based missile systems, to react accordingly. Regarding the presence of the U.S. and Canadian naval vessels in the Taiwan Strait, China stated that its troops remain vigilant and on high alert. The United States Navy confirmed the participation of the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Ralph Johnson and HMCS Ottawa in this transit, emphasizing their commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. It is worth mentioning that the United States and its Western allies frequently conduct freedom of navigation operations in both the Taiwan Strait and the contested South China Sea, aiming to reinforce the concept of these waterways as international territories. These actions have consistently drawn disapproval from China. In light of these developments, Taiwan conducted military exercises in April to simulate an encirclement scenario after Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen met with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in California. These events reveal the complex dynamics in the region and the heightened tensions between China, Taiwan, and the United States. The situation invites us to ponder the implications of increased military activities and assertive posturing from each side involved. What are your thoughts on the recent incidents near Taiwan? How do you perceive the evolving dynamics in the region? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments below.